Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
And you'll feel it as soon as you open the door. The cool air has returned. I'll show you how long it will last.
And jobs at risk. We are entering day 2 of a government shutdown. Lawmakers still cannot agree on a spending bill, leaving thousands temporarily out of work. The impacts reaching people here in North Carolina.
And student safety. UNC Chapel Hill leaders are trying to make sure students are prepared for any emergency. The scenario is being discussed weeks after another UNC school went on lockdown. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, and this morning, a fall feel scenario is playing out right now. Our temperatures are so refreshing out there. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. I know it's October 2nd, and we're like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe this is where we officially enter the cooler weather, but I don't think it's going to stick around for very long. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a live look over North Hills this morning.
We're definitely feeling it now. You'll open the door. Temperatures are a lot cooler than they were this time yesterday. Skies are mainly clear also. And here in the Triangle, 52 degrees. And our dew point sitting at 51, so it feels very comfortable. No humidity, that's all gone. Our coolest spot on the map is 46 in Roxborough. The warmest, Fayetteville and Clinton, both in the mid-50s. But in the Triangle, we're mainly in the low 50s, and our temperature is anywhere from 10 to about 15 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. So that's a big drop. Lunchtime temperature 68. If you have the chance to get outside at lunchtime, it's going to feel great. Our temperatures this afternoon in the low 70s. And you know, we had several days with clouds and rain and wind, and so it'll be nice to get outside, especially heading into the weekend. We take a look at the latest on Hurricane Imelda. It continues to move out to sea, but I'll show you why the Outer Banks may continue to see some impacts, and there are a couple more storms that we're watching behind this. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 6:01, let's start our viewers outside. This is your window on your morning commute. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a little bit in those westbound lanes coming toward us, but you can see flowing nicely in those westbound lanes as well as the eastbound lanes as well. In terms of other routes coming into the capital city, really and truly not many fewer out on the roadways this morning for the most part. So very little to no delays whatsoever, just a 1-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. Similarly, we're not seeing any delays on any of the major routes heading into Durham as well. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio for your morning commute. We'll keep you updated. 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. A man is recovering this morning after driving his car into a pond in Sampson County. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows divers on the scene late last night on Kitty Fork Road. That is just outside of Clinton. A tow truck was seen pulling the car out of the water. We're told the driver appears to have had a medical emergency at the time, but is okay now.
The federal government is entering day 2 of a shutdown. Senators left Capitol Hill yesterday without a resolution and won't be back until Friday. This is the first shutdown since 2018, and it's not clear how long it will last. Federal workers are either being furloughed or forced to work without pay. And sources say some food programs could run out of money by next week. The White House says that mass layoffs are imminent in the midst of the shutdown. Governor Josh Stein released a statement about the federal government shutdown. He posted it on X, saying he is relieved that FEMA operations will not be impacted. Stein also called on the Trump administration to grant an exception for recovery efforts in Western North Carolina.
And we're staying on top of more of these impacts from the government shutdown here in the WRAL Live Center. We'll give you a live look now at the Capitol and Washington as we're following how the shutdown is now impacting the federal court system. They're having a lot of slowdowns there. So Justice Department lawyers are asking judges to pause their cases, arguing that the department does not have enough people to handle them because of the lack of congressionally approved funding. And a new standing order was issued in the federal district court for D.C. to extend deadlines as long as the shutdown lasts. Their process to meet filing and discovery deadlines is just going to take a lot longer because of the shutdown. So we'll be following this here in the WRAL Live Center.
And with the shutdown in effect, it looks like the Bureau of Labor Statistics will not be able to publish its official jobs report tomorrow. However, new numbers from the payroll processing company ADP shows that U.S. companies shed 32,000 jobs last month. This decline feeds into concerns of a falling job market. While Wall Street analysts had expected ADP to report a job growth of around 45,000. Well, happening today, the city of Rocky Mount hosting public meetings as it faces a budget crisis. The city is being forced to cut millions of dollars from its budget in less than a year. WRAL's Monica Casey is live at the state auditor's office in Raleigh. And Monica, people from the agency are stepping in to help navigate this issue.
That's right. This review attracted the attention of the state auditor's office, which sent the deputy state auditor to Rocky Mount to figure out what is going on with this budget. Now, we learned of this review last week, which showed the city of Rocky Mount spent millions more than it brought in on a monthly basis for more than 2 years, with its savings fund dropping from $100 million to just $20 million. We know all city departments will have some reductions, including about a dozen jobs from the police and fire departments. A spokesperson for the city said those layoffs could start with vacancies that won't be filled, non-sworn positions, or civilian staff. Now, leaders met about this issue earlier this week. They have a public meeting tonight for community members to learn more. That starts at 6:30. Live in Raleigh, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
And Raleigh leaders are giving people the chance to share their thoughts on what should be the top priority for the next budget. The city is hosting an in-person budget listening session tonight. Registration is not required. Today's session will be at the Green Road Community Center from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Another one is scheduled for Tuesday at the Abbots Creek Community Center.
Nearly 20 Gaza aid ships have been stopped by Israeli forces. One of those ships carrying activist Greta Thunberg. New photos this morning show her and other people on board the ship being transported to Israel. She's part of the flotilla that included more than 40 civilian boats and around 500 activists. Israel boarded the ships about 70 nautical miles off the coast of Gaza. Israel had previously said it would do whatever it took to stop the flotilla, claiming the fleet was trying to breach a naval blockade. Leaders at UNC Chapel Hill are trying to make sure the community is ready for emergencies. This comes about 2 weeks after UNC Wilmington was put on lockdown over a false active shooter threat. WRAL's Ali Kadlubar is live at UNC Chapel Hill this morning. Ali, today students will be able to learn how to handle all kinds of emergencies.
And this year, Renee, the university is specifically focusing on campus safety, like these emergency call boxes that are stationed throughout campus. Students will be able to learn about them and ask leaders and resources about them. And so you might remember 2 weeks ago, UNC Chapel Hill, they increased its police presence on campus. The university ramped up security after the false threat of gunmen on UNCW's campus. Today, students and staff can go over what to do in similar situations. There's also going to be opportunities to learn how to put out a fire or understand dangers of drunk driving. Also, I want to add that this week, the university even expanded its emergency preparedness resources. So they have modified guides, and students will be able to ask about these guides, specifically Alert Carolina, which is their emergency notification system. They have a new guideline here, and it's just to make communication easier to better prepare students to be safer on campus. As for the event, it's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's in the pit. Reporting live at UNC Chapel Hill, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
Happening today, a Raleigh man accused of sexually assaulting 2 women is expected to appear in court. Jose Guzman was arrested by Durham police. He is charged with 2 counts of second-degree forcible rape and 1 count of first-degree kidnapping. Investigators believe there may be other victims. Guzman is the owner of JCG Remodeling. Investigators believe he used his position to target women. If you know anything about these crimes, call police.
A man is in jail this morning after police in Henderson say he threatened government officials. Police said officers were made aware of the threats on social media. 50-year-old Tracy Greenway has been arrested and charged with solicitation to commit terrorism or a mass shooting. Police say the investigation is ongoing.
Hurricanes Imelda and Umberto have created extensive damage on the Outer Banks. Despite the storms not making landfall, 7 homes have fallen into the ocean in just the last couple of days. The most recent house collapsed last night. These are new photos of the damage left behind. Dare County leaders have been on scene assessing the situation. The homes were empty. No injuries have been reported so far. In total, 18 Hatteras Island homes have collapsed since 2020. It's still unclear this morning if Highway 12 will be reopened today on the north end of Ocracoke Island. Here's a look at the conditions from yesterday. The road was shut down after Hurricanes Imelda and Umberto created overwash on the roads. As of the last update from DOT, other parts of NC 12 are still passable.
Happening today in Apex, a ceremonial ribbon cutting for a new year-round school. Pleasant Plains Elementary was one of 4 new Wake County schools that opened this year to help with overcrowding. Pleasant Plains welcomed students back in July. Today's ribbon cutting will include remarks from the principal. It starts at 10 a.m.
The Raleigh Wide Open Music Festival kicks off tonight in downtown Raleigh, and performers will be taking the stage all along Fayetteville Street this weekend. It's free and family friendly, and tonight is the big kickoff celebration that starts at 6 at NC State Centennial Campus. The festival runs through Saturday.
Mass shooting suspects defense. The lawyers plan to tie prescription drug use to the deadly 2022 mass shooting in Raleigh. What that defense could do for the suspect in court. And family displaced. 6 people are out of their homes this morning after a car crashed into it. Why they say this has been a persistent problem in the area.
And when you open the door, you're going to notice the difference. Much cooler this morning. It's quiet here on Fayetteville Street, a little bit breezy. I'll take a look at what the winds are going to do through the afternoon coming up.
And here are your winning Powerball numbers: 8, 17, 22, 28, 55. The Powerball is 14. The multiplier is 3.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, taking a live look at Boone, where it's nice and chilly and crisp and feeling like fall this morning. If you're planning to head to the mountains, the highest elevations are seeing good colors. So Great Smoky Mountains National Park or up around Grandfather Mountain. Grandfather Saturday at 60, nice and chilly up there, but Bryson City at about 80 degrees. Lots of sunshine through the weekend in the mountains. It's going to be a great place to go. Now, the beach is another story. We do have moderate to high rip current danger in the forecast for today, and that's likely to continue through the weekend. The Outer Banks, as we were just talking about, dealing with a lot of issues from our hurricanes, so a lot of overwash. Parts of Highway 12 may be closed. I would maybe avoid the Outer Banks over the weekend. Our southern beaches, though, look fine. It's going to be nice to be outside there. And here, too, we'll take a look at our local forecast for some football games coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Right now, we've got the Holly Springs Fire Department working a vehicle fire right there at Highway 55 in the northbound lane near Holly Springs Road. You might see some fire activity and also police in that area, so be mindful of that. If you're concerned, just take Main Street as an alternate route. We also have Apex Fire working a vehicle fire on that southern loop of 540 around Sunset Lake Road, so be mindful of that. If 540, that state road section of 540 is part of your morning commute, but really and truly, all the major routes relatively delay-free coming into the capital city at this hour.
Ken, thank you. The attorney for a teenage suspect in a deadly Raleigh mass shooting will claim prescription drugs played a role in his actions. Austin Thompson is a suspect in the 2022 shooting that killed 5 people and injured 2 others. He was 15 at the time. New court documents reveal the arguments his defense plans to make. Now, in their latest motion, Thompson's defense attorneys are arguing his alleged actions were impacted by a prescription drug. According to Durham defense attorney Daniel Meyer, the language used here suggests this was a drug being taken as prescribed by a doctor. Meyer says this defense could have an impact on a possible sentence if Thompson is found guilty.
Shows that they're trying to show there was something else going on with this kid at the time. And so while he may have done these horrible things, he didn't intend to kill. He certainly didn't plan it. He wasn't acting with malice.
The news of this defense tactic is not sitting well with some victims' families. Rob Steele's fiance was shot and killed in that mass shooting. Steele texted WRAL saying in part, "The reason this young man committed those heinous atrocities is irrelevant. He committed not one, but 5 premeditated murders, and no prescription drug caused him to do that. He made a choice to commit evil, and he needs to pay for that choice." We reached out to Wake County DA Lauren Freeman for comment. She declined, citing the fact that this is an ongoing case. The trial begins early next year.
A family of 6 in Wake County is out of their home this morning after a car crashed right into it. This is the scene from Gentle Valley Lane near Lake Benson late Tuesday evening. A car plowed right into the mobile home. Neighbors say this is not the first time this has happened. We spoke with the family who lived in that home about what happened.
Kind of hurt my heart because I just realized that we didn't have anywhere to stay right now. I think they probably need a better fence, not a wooden fence, probably like a metal fence and make it a little bit higher.
We've reached out to Highway Patrol for information about the driver and the cause of that crash. We have not heard back.
The White House is pressing pause on a 100% tariff on pharmaceutical products. They were set to take effect yesterday. The tariffs would have impacted brand name or patented drugs, but would not apply to drug makers that are building plants in the U.S. A White House official says the tariffs are on pause while the administration looks at other ways to reduce drug prices. It is 6:17. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner and see what Hurricane Imelda is doing.
It is moving out to sea. It crossed over Bermuda right here overnight last night. Definitely had some strong winds and a lot of heavy rain. So we'll be interested to see if there's any video of damage coming out of Bermuda, because that was a Category 2 hurricane as it moved through. It's 170 miles east of Bermuda now, moving at 30 miles per hour, which is really fast for a tropical system. Right now it has winds at 85. It's likely to remain Cat 1 and continue to just zip out into the Atlantic. So it's not going to cause any more problems. But of course, both Umberto and Imelda worked together to create a lot of damage, especially along the Outer Banks. Donnie Bowers sent us a bunch of photos. This is one of them. Again, we're now to 7 homes on Hatteras Island that have fallen in the last couple of days. And the Outer Banks impacts aren't quite over, a little bit lesser today, but there is still a high surf advisory. Coastal flooding, this seems high still, but in some places they're still expecting some coastal flooding at 2 to 3 feet above, let's say, normal tides. And of course, parts of Highway 12 are closed. So it's not recommended really to travel to the Outer Banks, but the rest of the coastline should be fine. We do have a moderate to high rip current danger. The ocean temperatures are still nice and warm, but you want to stay out of the water this weekend. Watching a couple more systems, just a 10% chance that this one develops over the Bahamas and moves over Florida. And there's another one coming off the coast of Africa with just a 20% chance of developing. We're looking at a nice morning. It's nice and chilly. It's a little bit on the breezy side. We're going to talk more about the winds coming up. Our next weather maker is a high pressure system that is pushing dry, cool air into our region. There's a very small chance of rain Sunday and Monday. That chance goes up, say, Wednesday and Thursday of next week. But we do have the Wide Open Music Festival in downtown Raleigh. Weather looks perfect for that. The high Saturday, 79 degrees. Great for football as well. Tailgating looks great. 1 o'clock, mid 70s at around here for NC State's game. And UNC's game at noon. Tailgating should be in the 60s, actually. So looking good. Beautiful weekend to be outside, but temperatures do warm up. We're looking at low 80s on Tuesday. I'll talk about how long we could see these warmer temperatures coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Just a few minutes ago, I told you about this vehicle fire, a couple of them, but this one at Sunset Lake near State Road 540. Right now, we're not seeing any delays in the area, but just watch for that firefighters working that scene there in that particular area of State Road 540. The other crash, vehicle fire, I should say, Highway 55 in the northbound lanes near Holly Springs Road. Again, we're not seeing any delays in that area, but just be mindful of those firefighters as they work that scene. But, you know, coming into the capital city this morning, very little to no delays at this hour.
All right, thank you, Ken. Unsafe schools. Families are raising concerns about HVAC issues, mold, and security. Why they say a new funding proposal on the table is not enough.
And saving on laundry. It's a chore that's not going away. 5 on your side is helping you get it done for less.
If you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of weather where you are, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/reported to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
Families and educators in Wake County are calling on county commissioners to address unsafe school conditions. The Wake chapter of the North Carolina Association of Educators brought those concerns to county leaders last night. They say failing HVAC systems, mold, and a lack of security are creating dangerous conditions for students. Advocates say a proposed $700 million bond is not enough to cover the crisis, and they want more investment.
With schools that have multiple buildings on site, or even here at Dillard Drive where there's modulars outside and kids have to come inside, we want to make sure the locks are working and they can get in and out and the doors closed properly and all of those things, having vestibules in the front, right? These are things we've heard from workers as well that are health and safety concerns too.
County Commissioners Vicki Adamson and Cheryl Stallings were at the meeting. They say they support the bond proposal, but they can't commit to supporting more money without having more information.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Paying tribute to Jane Goodall and a big birthday for Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Ken Smith is here now with What's Trending this morning, Ken.
Yeah, Michelle and Renee, let's start with Dr. Jane Goodall, the conservationist anthropologist, passed away at the age of 91. Tributes pouring in, including from the North Carolina Zoo that posted on Instagram writing, Dr. Goodall made several stops there in the 1980s and that the North Carolina Zoo participated in her study on chimpanzee behavior.
In fact, 2 years ago, the North Carolina Zoo named one of its baby chimps Gombe in honor of Dr. Goodall's work in the Gombe National Park in Tanzania.
She was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So generations of fans, right? The Peanuts gang, how about this? Celebrating a big birthday. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the rest of the iconic characters turning 75 years old. Charles M. Schultz's Peanuts comic strip began October 2nd, 1950. And his family's keeping his legacy alive. His great-grandson going viral online, teaching the Snoopy stomp. This was posted on Instagram by the Charles Schultz Museum.
This is how you get the younger generations involved, right? You have to do like a cool dance and post it on TikTok. That's very cute.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Big fan.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Well, emergency services could soon become more efficient in Zebulon. Town leaders broke ground yesterday on a new fire and EMS station. The $17 million facility is being built next to Town Hall. State data shows Zebulon's population jumped more than 11% from 2023 to 2024. The new station is more centrally located and will house county-run EMS. It should be complete by early 2027. Shutdown impacts. Federal agencies closed and people are out of work. The impacts being felt in our state and new warnings from the White House about more job cuts.
And budget crisis. Leaders in Rocky Mount are trying to cut millions out of the state budget. The chance for officials to face the public as the state helps them work through financial problems.
And it feels like fall again. Our temperatures are much cooler than they were yesterday. We'll take a look at the forecast for a lot of events coming up over the weekend and a couple more systems in the tropics.